Playing a melodic guitar solo is a lot easier than you think. I promise it's not complicated, so grab your guitar and let's have some fun with this. Let's take a quick look at these chords. And the C sharp minor pentatonic scale really fits over this well. We could easily use the C sharp minor pentatonic scale over these chords, but today we want to create a sense of melody within that pentatonic scale. And a great way to do that is to look at the chord shapes that are right under our fingers. So looking at the C sharp minor pentatonic scale for structure, these will be triads of 3 notes that make up each chord: C sharp minor, A, E, and B. So as you can see, there's chord shapes right under our fingers. You can do this with each position of the minor pentatonic. For most of the lesson, we're going to stay in the first position, but a little later in the video, I'm going to get to some more advanced sounding licks that will expand this scale a little bit. It's always good to know the notes in every one of these triads right here in this position, but just as important is to know the shape. So if we look at the shape of the C sharp minor chord, this is really just the center portion of the full bar chord here. That's how I'm looking at it, and that's a great way to look at it. The next chord is A. This is just a D shape, like your D chord down here, but we're using here, which would make it an A. And then E, I'm looking at the bar chord here. But we're just playing the triad here, almost like looking at it as an A chord. Just barring those 3 strings, but we're doing it here as an E chord. And then the shape here for the B is also that D chord shape. And this is a great exercise, just even with a metronome sometimes, but play each note through these shapes right here. Of any chord shapes you can practice this, but today we're in this key. So let's hear what the chord shapes sound like over the track. So all those notes fit because they're in the chords, but we need to create some movement to those notes, and that's where the C sharp minor pentatonic comes in. When you start creating movement to those notes, that's when they come alive. In the intro, I just started the solo with this G sharp note, which is in the C sharp minor chord, just sliding up to it. And then the A note is right next to it when you hammer up to it. So that's the next chord. back to the E, which is in the A chord. That's where knowing the shapes comes in, because you should be able to look down at the pentatonic scale, but also see these little chord shapes right at your fingertips. They're right under your fingertips in every position, but again, we're going to stay in the first position, but a little later in the video I will get on some more advanced techniques. If this lesson's helpful, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to get notified for some upcoming content. I really do appreciate all your support. That might be as far as some of you might be able to take this today, but just practice on the shapes within that scale, and do this in other keys too. You can really seek this out. It's not hard to chart this stuff out. But to take this to another level, we really need to add some slides, more movement to those notes with sliding, hammer-ons and pull-offs, bending and vibrato, and then even just adding that blue note in there. These things will make the solo really come alive. Let me bring you in close for this demo solo, and then I'll break it down. So the track starts with the C sharp minor chord. We're using that shape that we learned earlier. I'm just sliding up again to this G sharp note in the 9th fret, and then the 10th fret hammering onto the A note as it goes to the A note, which is the next chord. Hold that and pause. Back to 9. And then using the blue note, pulling down from 12 to 11, back to 9 with the E note. And then it's going to the B note at that point. And using this F sharp note, which is in this little shape here. A great way to look at this is just target one note with each one of the chords. Don't try to do them all at once because it's too confusing. So again, that first pass is really nice. (13 to 11). And that's going back to C sharp minor again. So I'm kind of repeating that little phrase as the chords turn around again. Full bend on 12, bending up to the C sharp note, then striking the C sharp note in the 9th fret of the E string. Then 12, 10, 9, 12 with the blue note, but pulling down to 11. That's a really good bluesy thing to do, is to pull down quickly from the blue note. And then it's headed for the B chord again. And this is a great lick. And that's going back to the C sharp minor again right there. So we're looking at this shape here, hammering on from 11, but hammering on to 12, then hitting 11, 12, 11 on the G string, 9, 8, 9 to 11. It ends on the C sharp note there because that's where it's headed, to the C sharp chord. It's hard to think ahead like that, but this stuff can really make your sound a lot more advanced. And this is all under your fingers in the C sharp minor pentatonic scale. If you want to get better at this, don't just practice the pentatonic scale. Look at the chords that are in the backing track, or if you're jamming with some guys, look at those chords, and those little shapes are always within your fingers here. They're right under your fingers. I really hope you had fun with this. This is some powerful stuff to kind of change how you look at the fretboard. Let me know if the lesson was helpful, and let's talk soon.